I think as parents, we sometimes expect our kids to experience the world as we do, and if they don't, we assume they are missing out. I now see that this isn't the case. In fact, if anything, it's probably the other way around. Hey guys, welcome to Autism4Christ, where my aim is to offer hope and encouragement to other autism parents and build a Christ-centered autism community. Let's get into it. Sensory processing, a different perspective. Today I wanted to share a quick thought or two about sensory processing. As I'm sure you well know by now, sensory processing is challenging for many people on the autism spectrum, including my own kids. Sights and smells can be overstimulating, average sounds can be too loud, tastes and textures can be a battle, and touch can be overwhelming. This is why some on the autism spectrum have a limited diet, wear headphones in public and private spaces, need quiet areas to decompress, shy away from physical touch, or dislike eye contact, amongst other things. These are things my kids will one day have to enlighten me about from their own experience. I can only speak from my own observations as a parent, but for them, it's part of their daily living. While it's easy to label these characteristics as disadvantages, I've come to see that my kids have the ability to experience the physical world to a higher degree than I can. At times, their joy seems to be, more complete, I would say. Jack, for example, would emphatically point out that he hears an airplane even when it's so high in the sky you can barely see it. He can also pick out a fire truck, school bus, or police car on the road hundreds of yards away before it would even cross my mind. He'll shout something like, "Look, Dad, a school bus." Where, bud? Where's the school bus? "Oh, yeah, you mean that yellow blob way off there in the distance? You're right, bud, I do see that school bus now, on the other side of the world." Ellie, on the other hand, gets incredibly pumped up over the sensation of running water or wind hitting her face. If you hold a hose over her head, you'll witness pure, unfiltered joy. She's definitely in her own world at times, yes, but she's quite happy and content to be there. But one of my favorite experiences is seeing Ellie's reaction to the wind hitting her face in the car. It's evidently a very powerful sensory experience for her. It's hilarious, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed because she can't contain her excitement. I think God has blessed her with the ability to enjoy these types of sensory experiences in a way that I never could. But perhaps on the other side of eternity I will too. The spiritual lesson. I think as parents, we sometimes expect our kids to experience the world as we do, and if they don't, we assume they are missing out. I now see that this isn't the case. In fact, if anything, it's probably the other way around. Maybe we take too much of what we experience for granted. We get bored easily, and we miss the joy of most of the blessings of life. Sure, our kids with autism may struggle with adapting to certain sights, sounds, or smells, and we can implement strategies to help them regulate so as to avoid pain. But what they can experience comfortably is never taken for granted by them. For instance, Ellie can listen to the same song 100 times in a row, and she will get as much joy the 100th time she listens to it as she does the first. Each time she gets in the bath or a pool of water, you'd think she was experiencing it for the first time all over again. Her excitement gushes forth like a torrent. Her gratitude is wrapped up in her excitement. But most striking is that she maintains her childlike wonder. I think there's a spiritual lesson in all of this which God is showing me through my kids' autism, and that is this. Be present in what God has graced you with each moment and be grateful for what He's given you. Recapture the childlike wonder of God's greatness in His creation especially. After all, it was Christ who said that the kingdom of God is for those who receive it as a child, Mark 10:15. My kids seem to understand this better than me sometimes. How humbling to admit. Let's remember today that from Him, through Him, and to Him are all things, and because of that, we can recapture the childlike wonder in all that He's given us. Thanks for watching. God bless. Hey guys, I'd love to hear from you, so please drop a comment and tell me a little bit about your story. You can support Autism4Christ by clicking that subscribe button below and following us on Instagram at Autism4Christ. I've linked my blog site in the description where you can also subscribe for regular updates. Let the crazy journey continue. God bless.